Hello, Ben Myers here again. Today I'm going to have another installment in my series of which game is best for you, in which I talk about two, sometimes more, games that are similar for different reasons, and I talk about each one to help you decide which one would be best for you and your family or your game group. And as we see, Lacey is going to be here. Go lay down, Lacey. Lacey, go. Sorry, Lacey's being annoying as always. So today we have Calico and Cascadia. I talk about this kind of the similarities, the differences between the two. So I will start with the similarities. These are both published by AEG and created by Flatout Games, which are Seattle companies, and they're both designed by Seattle designers, and both of them have been illustrated by Beth Sobel. So you can see Beth Sobel art, very nice artwork on the front. Both of them have tile drafting, where you are building out your, I guess, your board of tiles, and each one of them plays 1 to 4 players, so they have a solo mode. They both take about half an hour to 45 minutes to play, so neither of them are long games. They're both family friendly, and they both have these sort of like hexagonal tiles that you're playing with. And both, and they're both like good quality tiles here. They're nice, thick cardboard. And then they also have some other like wooden pieces and whatever in them, whatnot. So they're both good quality. They both are kind of like non-confrontational. They're like, I guess I would call them multiplayer solitaire, in which everyone is kind of working on their own puzzle, their own board, and they're not trying to interact with the other player's board. So it's not a very interactive, confrontational game. So it's good for people that want a good puzzle experience that isn't too complicated. So Calico is going to be the one where it's going to be a bit more restrictive. As the game progresses, you're going to have less and less options, whereas in Cascadia, as the game progresses, you're going to have more and more options. In Cascadia, you are confined to your board here. You have to fill up a board, and the game ends when everyone has filled out their boards, and so you're forced to take things that sometimes that you might not want to, and so that makes this game a little bit more puzzly as you are trying to prepare for future turns and trying to fill up your own board. As in Cascadia, you start out with this 3 hexagon piece, and you are just building all around it like Carcassonne style, in which you just have to try and match as many types of terrain as you can. Like you want to have your desert touch, or your wetlands touch, or you want to have like the largest forest area, the mountain area. So each of them play different. Both games play differently in that sense. This one feels a bit more puzzly than Cascadia does. So in Calico, you are going to be matching different colors and patterns on your board here, placing them on your board to match 3 of a kind of colors and matching patterns, and you'll have your own goal cards on here. That's another thing that's different about Calico, is you have your own personal goals here, versus in Cascadia, everyone will have the same goals that they're working towards in the game. Also, both the games come with this really nice draw bag. They're basically identical, I would say, like in design. Each of them have the same like drawstring quality. They're both designed the same way. These have different designs, but they're like formatted the same, where you have the name of the game in here, and then you just have a simple design, and you have this nice quality bag. In Calico, it's all these hexagonal pieces here that you're drafting from. Where in Calico, in Calico, and then in Cascadia, you have your tiles that you're grabbing from the pile, kind of like with Carcassonne. But you're also have these wooden animals that you're going to be placing on your different terrains to match sets of them, collecting sets for different scoring objectives. So I like how the different components they have in these. Like you have in Calico, you have your cats, and you have your. I can pull some out for you. You got your cats. And buttons, so you get buttons for if you have 3 of a kind that are touching of the same color, and you get the cats for matching patterns together. And so some cats are worth a certain amount of points, and buttons are all worth 3 points apiece. So you always have the cats are one way to vary the game up in this game, versus with the Cascadia, you're not going to be able to vary up the animals that you use, because they're all the same 5 animals. It's just a matter of different goal cards for each one. Like in one game, you'll want to have like a run of salmon. Sometimes you'll want to have like a straight line of salmon. Sometimes you'll want to have bears that are in groups. Sometimes you'll want bears that are isolated. Sometimes you'll want to have like fox that aren't adjacent to each other, or sometimes you'll want hawks that are like within sight of each other, like, or a straight line of each other. There's lots of different options here, and they both play very similar in the way you draft, but they both play out in a very different way, in which you in this one are just building up your board, and this one you're building up different terrain, and you are not confined to this board like you are in Calico. So that makes, yes, like I said before about it being a puzzly game, this definitely feels a lot more puzzly, just because of the nature of this game, of how you are very aware of the goals you're trying to go for, and you just want to do the best you can with this. With Cascadia, you're going to have a lot easier job with getting these goals accomplished, where in Calico is a great game for people that enjoy puzzles, or a challenging puzzle, I should say, one that you might not necessarily get everything accomplished, and you just have to accept that you can only do the best you can. So that is for people that like the good puzzly challenge of a simple game that takes a lot of practice and strategic planning. Calico is the game for you. If you're looking for something that just a beautiful game of just building up animals and seeing how many points you get, Cascadia is the game for you. I hope this was helpful for everyone. These are both games that I both really enjoy. I hope everyone enjoyed this video and gives it a thumbs up. Happy gaming, everyone. Bye.